Have you ever wondered why does the clock moves in the clockwise direction? It could have been random, right? Like some places clocks could have been in the clockwise direction and some other places clocks could have been in the anti-clockwise direction. How does the entire world come to this consensus that moving the clock hand in the clockwise direction is the only way to go? This goes all the way back to how you used to measure time thousands of years ago. There was a device called sundial which was used to track shadows coming from the sunlight throughout the day to track the passage of time. It basically is a vertical pillar or stick and the shadows from it indicates the passage of time throughout the day. The first device was from 3500 BC called gnomon by the ancient Egypt. By 1500 BC, Egyptians started marking lines in the shadows to track the time. Fun fact about this is that it can only track daytime. Once the sun sets, you are lost waiting for the sun to rise. Another thing was that it can only track time in that specific latitude and every place would have its own sundial. The sundial had to place at an angle calculated to align with the Earth's axis to track solar time throughout the year for its exact location. In the 14th century of medieval Europe, when mechanical clock was invented, craftsmen imitated the sundial's shadow direction as clock hand's direction. To understand how the sundial was responsible for all the clocks to adopt the clockwise rotation, we need to first understand where does the sun cast the shadows. Equator is the only place where sun can be seen directly vertical above you from east to west, rising in the east and setting in the west during the daytime. As we move to the northern hemisphere, the sun creates an arc tilted in the south as seen in the sky. So if you're from northern hemisphere and if you face the sun, you are facing the south. As the sun goes from east to west in the sky, it creates a shadow from west to east in the reverse direction, in the direction that we currently know as clockwise. Funnily enough, if we move to the southern hemisphere, sun is seen to create an arc in the north direction. So if you're in the southern hemisphere and if you look at the sun, you're basically facing the north. But this was not always as widely adopted. In the early days, there were anti-clockwise clocks too, like the reverse moving clock in Florence Duomo's in the 15th century, designed by an Italian guy called Pablo Usello. Another example of the clock is seen in Prague's Jewish town hall, where the clock is written in Hebrew letters and thus run in the reverse direction. Recently in 2014, counterclockwise clock in Bolivia, Congress in La Paz, is introduced as a symbol for questioning the norm and maintaining the cultural heritage of being from the south, as said by the foreign minister David. So the next time you look at the analog clock, if you have one obviously, and watch the hands move forward, remember that you're not just checking the hour, you're witnessing the cultural legacy thousands of years old. The direction of time as we know it isn't dictated by the universe. It's dictated by history, geography, and human choice. And that in its own way is what makes it fascinating. Thanks for watching and I hope this one is short enough to reach till the end.